Welcome to the road trip. I got Mr. Tom with me, and we'll get started in just a bit. Hello, everyone. Once again, I said welcome to the road trip. I got my man, Mr. Tom, with me. How you doing, Mr. Tom?
Greetings and hello, road trippers, who hopefully notifications are flying onto devices right now to go. It's the road trip, bro.
Yeah, I think we got at least. I can see at least one person has joined us yet. That might be me. It might be you. It might be somebody else. We shall see. So we'll get started here. Yeah, it is. The World Cup is still going on, so people are probably staying away from football as long as they can until they have no choice but to come back. So that will happen. What, Monday?
They'll be back.
Monday, everybody be ready for some football, and I think Tuesday or Wednesday there will be some English Premier League teams playing. Are you guys playing this midweek?
Leeds played last night. Sorry, in a friendly.
In a friendly, but do they play like any of the cup games? I don't know if you guys.
No, we who beat us in the? Well, we lost to Wolves in the Carabao on the night that you lost to Brighton, if I remember rightly. So that's helpful.
Yeah. BX Gunner is in the house. BX Gunner got caught with a COVID-19, the C-19. Hope you feel well. Hope you feel well soon. Hope that bug gets out. Yeah, it is. I think finding people who haven't had COVID is probably going to be the rarity than people who have. It's probably, have you had a cold? Ever had a really, really bad cold? Right. So hope you're feeling better now. Hopefully it looks like you weren't or you aren't. So hopefully this show will put a smile on your face and makes you forget all about what COVID is doing to you.
Smiles on faces is what we aim for.
Yes. So just before we started, we actually had a basketball chat because we started with basketball. So teams getting punished for putting their best players on the injury list, and then another team getting punished for putting all their teams on an injury list. Right. So you can't do it. They get you. They get you either way. So as I said, welcome to the show. For those who have been watching the World Cup, the second, I guess the penultimate game has completed. Second to last game is over. Croatia beats Morocco 2-1. I saw the 2 goals from Croatia, and they were really nice scores. I did not see the one from Morocco. I don't know if you did.
It was immediately after the first goal. It was like straight down the other end goal. It was fun. It was a good game, to be fair. It was. I do think things that I said about it last night. I mean, I got the result wrong. I thought Morocco would win, but ultimately it played out how I suspected, like very much a end of school term type of vibe where the priorities are not getting hurt and you're not laying your life on the line to finish third in the World Cup compared to what you may find tomorrow.
True. Yeah, winning a World Cup versus, well, we came second or third or fourth, second or third loser isn't, some would say second or third loser, but
I'll ask you a question about this though.
Yeah,
it's not right or wrong. Well, it is a right or wrong, but don't matter if you don't know. But how much do you think Croatia will be awarded in dollars for winning the third place playoff compared to losing the third place playoff?
All right, so I'm just going to go by what I believe I know. So like Arsenal will get about $2 million for the 10 players I believe that have played. Most of them have played at least 3 games, so that's 30. Just say about
Oh
45.
no, nothing to do with what the clubs, because the clubs get about nine
Oh,
grand
that's
a
different.
day.
That's different. Oh, it's different.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean prize money, like.
I kind of feel like it's probably easy to say $1 million for a third.
Oh,
Split across.
okay,
Am I
interesting.
am I
No,
am I am I way off?
you're very out. You're very out. Oh, it's a big payout.
Oh, it's like 10 million.
Oh, you're still lowballing it, sir.
This is okay. So all right. So the third place team. So the players or the team. The team gets that money.
No, the Football Federation is
Yeah.
awarded money, and then
Yep.
how they distribute it is between FIFA. Then step away and basically
So for
like
for
what you
that
want.
team for Croatia making it, um, the association. Oh man. So let me go 25 million. Oh well, you said dollars, right? So if we're saying like
Yeah.
saying
No,
about
you was right.
yeah 25.
Croatia will win 27 million for finishing third in the World Cup.
Wow.
Morocco get 25 million for finishing fourth.
Yeah.
And it goes on a sliding scale downwards. Like every all 32 teams get a payout,
Yeah.
but obviously depending on like whoever wins tomorrow gets about 43 million, and whoever loses tomorrow gets 30. Now, I think the idea of it, in theory, is that the money goes to the Football Association, and or like the best way to put it, in 2018, they gave 30% of their payout to the coaching staff and the players, and it got shared between them. But then you keep they kept 70% because then that pays for, in theory, grassroots football.
Yep. Yep.
And that's why it was a big deal that Morocco win today. They didn't think, oh, 2 million's like not much of a difference, but it's still it's a lot of money compared to what people thought they would have got at the start. And in
Yeah.
theory, that can get pumped back into their national game.
True. This helps to improve. Definitely improve this the sport for them. Especially if they need what, like you said, either
Yes.
contributes to the, like you said, the growth of the football in that nation. So very nice.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know how that's going to get distributed, but in theory, they should do better now in future World Cups.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the next one, but in future, they'll have a longer term growth because they've won a lot of money in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the hope, and
Yes.
that it isn't that the higher ups get bonuses because they made it
Yeah.
this far, and then the money never trickles back down to the
Exactly.
to the growth and the betterment of the players and whatnot. Like, there shouldn't be any issues with like this and that for Morocco in terms of like their budget. Flying here, there, and everywhere for sports.
Oh
and all of that.
yeah. As far as I'm aware, that's generally paid for by FIFA in terms of like getting a team there. But obviously, England may have had a more luxurious setup than, say, Morocco, for example. I mean, I don't know.
I'd be surprised that they didn't
that.
be able to charter a plane for the team. So at
Exactly.
least it wasn't commercial flight.
But yeah, it fascinated me because like the prize pool is about 400 million, something like that.
Wow.
And that gets shared out based on obviously on merit ultimately.
Yeah. And you see, the thing is, so you have all of that money going into it. Now, what about the teams that didn't make it? You know what I mean? Because that also, no matter what you say, they are part of the process. They just didn't qualify for what some say is the World Cup finals, right? So they all had to travel. They all have, and you want to build the sport and make it better, good for everyone, right? It's like yeah. So for me, I think it should help everybody at the end of the day. But I mean, that's a weird look for some people to say, well, they didn't qualify, so they shouldn't get anything for it. But they are part of FIFA, right? And this is FIFA. This is FIFA putting out the best that they have, right? right? So why not?
Well,
Everybody.
you bring up an interesting thing because obviously our football federation, like the English, and let's say UEFA, are part of this as well. We're quite comfortable because our countries make a lot of money with the Premier League, and UEFA have got the champion. Like FIFA, the only year in the 4-year cycle that FIFA turns a profit is in the World Cup year. FIFA
Mhm.
won't make any money for the next until 2026. So what you find happens is whenever like FIFA are like they want to do the World Club Cup or World Club Championship, whatever you want to call it, but they want to expand it to 32 teams because then they can get a slice of the pie.
Yeah,
Obviously, UEFA don't want nothing. UEFA are like, but that'll make the Champions League seem less important.
true.
Even it won't because
Well,
the big teams won't want to be in it.
yeah, it's gonna, yeah. And hello, uh, Guna Matters. How you doing, sir? I want to say Glenwyn. Did I have that right? I don't know why. I'm bad with names, but I believe Glenwyn. How you doing? Hey, Gary and Mr. Tom. How are you guys? I am doing well, Mr. Tom. How are you doing?
I am not too bad.
Cool, cool. Yeah. So, like you were, yeah, I the fact that they only make money every 4 years, so FIFA doesn't have anything else going on for 4 years.
No, the only thing they have is the World Club Championship in terms of,
Okay.
and that's a much smaller tournament. Like I don't know if you're aware of how it works, but it's obviously the one team that wins each confederation title
Yeah.
goes into, and then they usually let the host nation have a team in it. So it's like a 7-team tournament, but it's
Yeah.
set up in such a way that let's say when Liverpool won the Champions League, they played a semi-final and a final, and generally it's going to be against the team that won the Copa Libertadores. So it
Mm.
essentially functions as a Europe versus South America match, but for the sake of more matches, they've included Asia and that, but they haven't got the star power or the infrastructure to beat like the two superpowers as such. And even then, generally the European team wins like 9 times out of 10. But
Yeah.
anyway, what I was going to say before that, um, if you FIFA didn't fund every nation under its umbrella, 70% of them would be out would collapse within a year. So what you'll find is a lot of the nations rely on outside of like the bigger footballing nations and economic ones rely on FIFA for their income.
Mm.
So when FIFA propose a bigger World Cup, which the first thing they will always come out with at these FIFA meetings is this is how we're going to get you more money because that's
Yeah.
all they want to hear.
But no, but everybody knows this is how we get more money, right? Because
Yes,
they're not doing it for the sport. That's nobody believes that they are doing it for the sport. They should be doing it for the sport, but they're not. I mean, it's like the educational systems, right? You go to colleges, and if it's about the kids learning something new, then so be it. But teaching calculus today and teaching calculus 20 years ago, there is no difference, but it costs, you know, you know, 2 times as much to learn
yeah,
calculus in college now. Why? What's going on? What costs more? Nothing. Nothing should cost that much. But it's wasters is essentially what it is. And I'm not gonna say I am not a waster because I am, but I'm not dealing in the millions of pounds and dollars trying to educate the youth and then costing more money and then go. You see it in the way they market the sport, right? They oversaturate the market and waste a lot of money there. For me, anyways, if everybody's going to watch the World Cup, you don't have to push it out there that much, right? You don't have to over overspend in your marketing department for it. But that's where I feel like a lot of money goes is the marketing and pushing of a sport that every country wants to be part of, and there are a lot of football fans. Well, most
It
football
would
fans
be
will watch.
naive of them. It would still be naive of them to let the sport sell itself, because then it'd be, well, if you're not pushing it forward, it's going to
Overspend is what
stagnate.
I said. Overspend is
Yeah.
what I said. Not yes, they have to say, look, we're going to have it on this date. So they're going to continue to push that out there. But I'm saying there are points where they are wasting money.
Well,
You
you
know,
got to keep in mind, obviously, I feel many of the nations, there will be rampant corruption within them and their football associations.
Mm.
But again, I can't prove that. That's just like what you read or things like this.
Oh, yeah.
However, like, I don't believe the Football Association of Laos in like Africa or wherever is sitting there looking over at UEFA and going, "Oh yeah, I'm glad that UEFA's making loads of money," because none of it goes to them. So they turn around to FIFA and they're like, "FIFA, what are you doing to make sure we get more money?"
Yeah.
But FIFA, and every World Cup has increased in prize money and viewership and things like that. Actually, that's like USA '94 is the most successful, but the prize money and that what everyone gets has increased.
Yeah.
So all FIFA's members are thrilled with FIFA. We're not, because we sit there going, "You robbed us of hosting a World Cup," or whatever. And they did. I mean, it was clearly corruption and bribes or whatever. But at the same time, we overestimate because we bring a lot of the money in and our league attracts the best players and that. There's like an arrogance to us, as if like we think our vote counts for more, whereas under FIFA's umbrella, every team, every country has one vote.
Yeah.
So naturally, all the African countries and the Asian countries are just going to band together and they'll outnumber us.
Yeah.
Which is why there's a disconnect between the English FA and FIFA, because we think we should have more say because of how football essentially runs through our league as such.
And see I see, but that's that arrogance there, right? Because football runs. You just said it. That football runs through us. So everybody else should to bow to us and follow. We should be able to be the leaders.
No, I don't think it should.
Go to the comments
I think that's what we say when that debate happens.
True. Glenwyn is, I believe, but don't have facts. FIFA is only a front to commit more corruption because every new rule or technology they create brings the need to commit corruption. Yeah. Well, I think, I believe it's not even corruption. Isn't the premise? It's how can we make more money, and how what things can we do to make more money? Yes, people say we need to put technology in it, so they put technology in there, but they don't really want to do that because they don't do it correctly. They don't have enough checks and balances to make sure that it's done right, because that's not really their intent. It's just to quiet the masses so you can just watch a football match and spend the money on it and go to it and all of that. Being the world governing body, surely they have the rule book, so that's one avenue how they source their revenue. Yeah, their rule book is basically it's a graph. It's a graph, a page, with lines on it, and then on the lines are just numbers. Those are their rules. How can we make more money? I don't think it's all about whether the ball crosses the line.
FIFA don't have any rules relating to football. FIFA are an independent body, I believe it's called IFAB, actually make the rules of football. To keep it independent of FIFA enforce it, but they can't actually change it. Like if they want to enforce a change, it has to go through the independent.
Yeah,
but which is probably the one thing that's not corrupt about it.
If that was true, then the way that they use, for example, VAR would be done according to the rules. But I think many will say probably not. It's a subjective thing, and they don't use the rules of the game when they apply them sometimes, because if you use some of the rules of the game, then things wouldn't happen, right?
Well, the most fallible part of VAR is that humans still use it or interpret it.
Yeah.
So you're just creating new problems.
Yeah, but if you're following the rules, it doesn't matter if you're using technology or not, because the rules state as such, right? Is it people would say that in the course of moving the ball up the pitch if you commit a foul, and you can go back and figure out that if they had called that foul, that the ball probably wouldn't move up the pitch as fast as it would. Saka getting fouled in the deep corner, yeah, on the defensive side. If that was called as a foul, like most people think it should have, well, the ball wouldn't, moved up the pitch as smoothly as it did, because you got one less player. Goal gets scored at the end of this. VAR is supposedly supposed to kick in and say, well, no, that's not a foul. That foul, if that foul happened, more than likely, or
I don't think there's any. They've not caught up with basically they've not made the rules catch up with the technology. Like, these things should be set in place definitively. Like, what is a phase of play?
Yeah.
At what point do you cut that off? Like, these things should definitively be said, but they're not, because they were more interested in, can we determine if something is offside?
Yeah.
Was basically, did it cross the line? Was it offside? Was clearly
but you don't
the priority.
But you don't need VAR for most of that. You don't need VAR for most of that, because it's can be done pretty quickly. That technology, right? Did it cross the line? They already have that, right? If it's offsides on a thing, those things don't take too long at all. But they're using it for the other rules. And for me, call the game. Just call the game. VAR will correct mistakes when they can be corrected, but call the play. Like I think in basketball, you can actually have them go back and look at certain things, right? They call the ball out of bounds on a particular team, and it's late in the game. You have time. You have a timeout or whatever. You can use a timeout to say, look, you guys should look at that to make sure that the ball was called. The ball out was called correctly. If it's not, then you get the ball and everything's good, right? But then they just blow the whistle when they don't wait to find out, to let the video figure out. Like, for me, I think the fact that they keep saying we're not going to blow the whistle until after the play is done is ridiculous. Just call it as it is. It's supposed to improve it, not govern it. Like you said, you're not governing it based on some technology. You govern it based on the rules. So you call what you see. If you were wrong and it can be corrected, you correct it. If it can't be, then there's nothing they can do. It's just part of the game. Everybody would understand that this referee is going to call off sides when he thinks he sees it, right? As opposed to, because they hesitate, the defense hesitates because they're like, we did our job. Our job was to put them off sides, and now you're saying I have to wait, I have to play through this. So now I'm already a fraction of a second behind. The offense gets the benefit of the doubt, right? Because they're not going to stop. The defense goes, I did my job, but I'm getting punished for it. Defense always suffers in these types of things because they're the ones that have to, they can't put in a challenge, right? So what, they call offsides. The ball is offsides. You put in a challenge, you get a yellow card. They don't rescind it sometimes. They keep the yellow card even though the
defense
play
shouldn't be protected.
Yeah. Why? Every
because
player
the
should be
name of
protected.
the game what I mean is, I don't mean on safety level. I mean in terms of the name of the game is scoring goals, and offense should
that can't be
always
true.
generally have the
that's actually really
benefit of the
false.
doubt.
And I think that's looking at the game as only being for your attackers, and that's it. And that's actually for me. If you're thinking of, I think of every sport as there's 2-3 sides to it, right? You have your attacking side, you have your defending side, and then you maybe have your goalkeeper. You might be as your third, right? They can do things everybody else can't.
They're the most protected element on the pitch, goalkeepers.
What you're saying is that you can't be a Ballon d'Or winner unless you play offense, and that's the way that is actually. That's the way that they
I was going to say I don't need to say that.
But
I don't even need to say that.
But you could be the best player in the world and be a defender, be a goalkeeper. And that shouldn't be a stretch, right? It shouldn't be like, well, you're taking away from everything else. But you're cutting this is the same thing they do in all the other sports. The offensive player always gets looked at. Defensive player, that's not really what we go to see. And that's where it goes from being a sport to, like you said,
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying generally as a whole, the attackers should get the benefit of the doubt because people pay to watch goals.
See, then what the hell? Why don't you just play with no defenders then? No goalkeeper, just let them shoot.
No, I don't mean as in like if it's obviously an infraction against a defender, then don't give it. Like fuck the defender. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it's 50-50, if it's genuinely 50-50 and it could go either way, go with the goal. And I say that as someone who I know that will come back and bite me because it will happen to Leeds in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah,
know it
but
will.
like I see for me, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Let's Glenn has something else he wants to say here. It is that VAR is a direct contradiction of the rules, clear and obvious, should not take up to 3 minutes. So take the rules and use it to the benefit of the football. Yeah, and that's my case. Is it shouldn't be. There is no real like subjectiveness to the review of what you see on the video, right? The rules tell you what you can and cannot do as on the football pitch, right? So it shouldn't be like, well, I think, I think this, I think that. No, no, no. The rule is what, right? Did he put his hand on the offensive player or defensive player to gain some advantage there? Yes. Would you have called that if it wasn't VAR? Yes. So then call it. All right. I missed it. Right? Did you miss it? Yes, I missed it. Did this guy grab somebody's hair as the ball was in the flight? Is that actually part of the game? Are you allowed to do that? No. I missed it because it was really fast, so I make the call, right? Everybody you see different things in the game and you just call it out. I just feel like when we start saying that it's entertainment and we start seeing the people come to see goals, then you're taking away from you're taking away from 50% of the players on the pitch because that's not their job. Their job isn't to score. Their job is to stop you, right? What's the use of a goalkeeper if you don't really care that they're stopping goals because it's all about the people scoring, right? And as I say here, Mr. Tom, defenders can also score goals. That defeats the position of defending the goal. I kind of feel like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't like it because it always takes away from half the players on the field, and then you start not looking at them as being as influential in the game. And it's like, what? Are you kidding me? You're telling me that Virgil van Dijk isn't as important to Liverpool as
Well,
Salah
he's massive.
was,
He's
right?
massively important. He's massively important.
They
But
don't win
that's what I'm
anything with it.
saying.
They don't win anything with Van Dijk not on
His
the.
talent overrides the fact that you should want to see people score on him.
Yeah, but you
As a
can't
sport.
because he's too good. So should he get punished
Yes.
because it's entertaining, right? And you're saying no,
How
he
am I?
should
How am I punishing him?
because you're saying that it's
I've openly said if there's a decision which should go in his favour, have it in his favour. I'm not saying go against him just because he's a defender. I'm saying if it's 50-50 and it can go either way, benefit like in an offside decision. The FA always used to say if an offside was 50-50 before VAR, go with the attacker because goals are what drive the game forward.
yeah. I don't like that thinking right there because it's not what it's supposed to be, right? And that's why it should be. This is the rule. You make your call, done. And if your call is wrong consistently, then the players will know. Look, he's always going to call it offsides on the offense, and it's implied that what this official will give the offense a benefit, and this official will give the defense the benefit, right? And you
But
play,
I'm
and
saying
you play to the officials. That's what they do all the time, right? You always will play to what the official allows, right? If they allow you to put an elbow in or put in a challenge, right? Then you do it. And we've got Sam. Hello, lads from the Far East. The Far East. So Sam he's left. He's left what I would call across the pond and gone even further away or closer to me. I don't know. Hello,
trying
Mr.
to
Sam.
avoid us.
Mr. Sam. He's going where it's warm, man. It's probably a lot warmer where he is than it is where we are right now, especially for you. I don't see no snow over here. You still got snow on the ground?
It's now not snowed for 6 days, but it's so cold that the snow from 6 days is still here.
Very, very, very nice. Or sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hello, Sam. Welcome to the show. Sam would have been here with us, but he's enjoying this holiday season, as a lot of you. Oh wait, he is. No, it's too. Yeah, definitely too cold in the UK. That's why I assume you left. You left. Yeah. And Glenn, what do you say? Protecting the offensive player should only be according to the rules. If the player is offsides and at 50-50, then he's offsides, which is
Again,
clear and obvious. The rules say it's offsides. Don't go there.
I've not said if a player is offside, then don't call him offside. That's not what I said.
Yeah.
If he's factually offside, he's offside.
No, but you said
when it's
50-50 goes to the
50-50
offense, and I don't like that because that gives you just said give the benefit to the offensive play as opposed to just make the call. I just want you to make the call.
Know, yeah.
Then you let if you don't know and you can't make a call, you can't make a decision, then you just let it go. If you cannot make a decision, then you let it go. If VAR kicks in because to correct a mistake, then that's what it's for. But if you see an offsides, you call an offsides. You don't put your flag out like I'm going to wait. Like we do this in basketball I've been an official in basketball, and when there is like a violation, you'll put your hand out and then see what happens. And that's just like, for example, on a free throw. If you see a violation, like somebody steps over the line beforehand, you put your hand out like something will be called if the person misses. They miss, you blow the whistle, and they do it again. Same thing with the offsides. You can see they're going to call it because it's pretty clear as day. They're offsides because they're standing right there when the offensive player has got his back foot is behind the defender. Not even his front foot, but his back foot is behind the defender when the ball is played. Just call the damn thing. No needs to let them run out, and then what? A red, yellow card may be given. Defender has to stretch to make a play now because he's behind, because he paused, because he did his job. He quit you offsides. I mean, that's where you take away from the defense when you say, you know what, I'm not going to put the flag up, because now they have to assume that they're never offsides, even though their job is to do that, right?
I've got a confession to make.
Yeah.
I actually lost my trail of thought of what we were actually debating about 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, so, no, you didn't. You're just saying that because you don't want to talk about it anymore, which is okay. I get it. I get it.
No, I don't know what I'm actually defending.
I know what you're talking. I know where you're going with this. I don't want to talk about this anymore. So I'm just gonna say I forgot what we were talking about. No, not on this show, buddy. I know you. You don't want to. Either you think you're losing, or you just don't want to talk about it anymore. Either way,
I'm not losing. It's not wrong to want goals in football.
No, it's not what I said. I said you make the play. You're saying I want you to make sure that the offense gets the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that either. I just wanted you to make the call.
In genuine 50-50s, not in ones
where
he might be wrong.
50-50, just make the call. There's no 50-50. You're either offsides or you're not. And if you don't think he's offsides, then you don't blow the whistle. All right? It's a mess because they're putting too much emphasis on humans figuring out how to apply the rules, and there shouldn't be any way to apply the rule. The rule is the rule. There isn't like, well, let me see how I feel about this one.
What I said 10 minutes ago. Yeah. The rules are out of date because they don't account for the involvement of technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As I said, I think they should just correct clear and obvious mistakes, not make the game perfect, which is what they're trying to do. I say that all the time. If you've heard me, I say they're just trying to make the game perfect, and it's not. So just correct clear and obvious errors and then move on.
The thing I will say is there's been numerous, like 10, 20 years ago, where people genuinely called for VAR. Like there was an incident where Spurs... but they had a shot at Old Trafford from about 40 yards out, and basically the goalkeeper made a mess of it, and he palmed it out, but he was like a yard behind the line, like it was goal. But no, it wasn't given as a goal. It was given as a clearance off the line, and people were sitting there going, "Oh, we need video." They didn't call it goal line. It was like, we need video technology, because people didn't know what they were talking about back then. They were just like, "No, we need to stop this kind of shit."
Yeah,
and. But no one at the time then realised, all right, we'll give you video technology, but it's still going to be run by the humans that made the original mistake.
True.
That you're trying to eliminate. So they'll still find a way to get it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you see this type of technology right in tennis, right? I think they have. I don't know if it's called Hawkeye technology, but to call a ball in or out. But you limit it. You limit it, right? Each team gets a certain amount of times per game, or sorry, per set to challenge, and that's it. So then there's you not checking every damn thing. You decide whether you want to, whether it's important to you as a team, and then that's it, right? So you can save them or you don't. You save the challenges, right? Get an extra one in extra time, and then you move on. That way, you don't have this checking every goal.
Yeah, but football found a way to mess up as well, because
Yeah,
in tennis, if any part of the ball is perceived to be over the
yeah,
line, it's
yeah,
still in play because there's a, even if 1% of the ball can
yeah.
be seen from above to be on the line,
Yep.
even if it's
Well,
not touching
yep,
the line,
yep.
then it's in play, right?
But
So
yeah,
that happened. That
yeah,
literally happened in Japan-Spain match.
yeah,
But because the ball is significantly larger, obviously the curvature of the ball means that the part that was 1% on the line wasn't
yeah,
touching the line, but it was
yeah.
over it.
Well,
And people going, oh, it's not
nobody should
touching it.
complain about that because when they take a corner kick, that concept is used there because you can see where the ball is placed, and the ball is always placed in front of the line in most cases. Why? Because it's curved and right, and like you say, the the ball across the line has to be 100%. So the part of the ball that's up in the air won't touch the line. So yeah,
This
hey,
is
but
how I know that IFAB make the rules of football, because
yeah,
someone who, let's just say he's got German family, was trying to tell me that the ball was out, and I was like, no,
yeah,
part of the ball, even 1% of the ball, if it's over that line, it's in.
yeah,
And he was like, show me the rule. So I went on Wikipedia, I showed him the rule that even if part, and he went, that's not valid. So I went, all right, well, I'll get where Wikipedia quoted that from. So I went, IFAB, the official. He went, I want to see it from FIFA. I was like, no, they're the official rules. FIFA are just going
yeah.
to say what they said.
Yeah. See, rules are perceived differently. This is Glenwyn. Rules are perceived differently by every official, which makes the officiating inconsistent. And it's frustrating. How can they be perceived differently? There is a rule that says this is what it is, right? Dangerous play is dangerous play. I don't. Do they have to explicitly say if you pull somebody's here that that's not dangerous play? When you put a hard challenge in and your foot hits their knee, that's dangerous play, right? That might be subjective, but it is dangerous play, and maybe it's an eye of the beholder. But those ones, I believe, are a lot. Those things are outside for me, anyways, the rules of the game in terms of what they're doing. They're doing things that aren't part of the game. Pulling on somebody's hair, putting a challenge in that gets somebody in the knee, right? Kicking somebody, fouling somebody excessively down the sideline, right down the touch line, and then eventually bringing them down, right? A yellow card will be given in some cases, right? Should be consistent, but yeah, I think it's there is a perception to it, but I think the rules are clear for a lot of things, right? If there's a foul, you just call it. That's why I say just make the call. The VAR is not your friend if I'm an official. You know what I mean? They think it's their backup buddy. He's going to back me up. Well, I didn't make the call. They're going to check it and not overturn me. Well, no, that's not the way it should be. It should just be I call it, and then the other people to figure out whether I missed something, which can be done. That's why goal line technology is in there because nobody can see a ball come in and in a fraction of a second go back the other way.
I actually think this is what Sam said. The one time Peter Walton actually he almost became a man and knew what he was talking about was on the one Argentina Croatia where he was like, it's a penalty and this is why. It's the one time in the history of this man's job of talking about why decisions are. He's our equivalent of your former ref. Is
Hmm.
this a foul or not? That's who they go to now. And he
Yeah.
basically sat there and he told off basically all the pundits on why they were wrong on all their things. And I sat there, I was like, that was actually quite impressive because it was like he delivered it in a way where he was certain he was right. Because usually he's a bit like, oh, I'm talking to Roy Keane. This is a bit scary for me. Roy's going to beat me up. But he was like, no, Roy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Roy. If you go for a block and
Yeah.
don't get the ball, it's a foul. And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Guna matters, Glenn win, whatever foul everywhere on the pitch gets blown, but the same foul in the box does not get blown. That's
That is
inconsistency,
bollocks.
and that's also why from BX. Remember this in Cellini early in the game. Cellini grabs Saka basically
Mm.
by the
I
collar
mean,
and pulls
it's
him down.
bollocks that it
Nothing,
happens, not
nothing got
untrue.
called for that. How? Why? Early in the game? No, it's dangerous play. You kind of giving a player whiplash. You kidding me? He could have stuck out his arm and caught him on the neck, and that would have been a yellow card. No, he just grabs him by the collar, slings him back. His feet leave the ground because he's not expecting to get pulled off the ground like that. No, make the call. Why is that? No, it's a call. You make it, and we've seen it, right? We saw Martinelli get called for 2 fouls he didn't even know he had, right? Because that's what he fouled twice, right? He made 2 fouls and they got called. So for me, I'm like, no, they can do that, then they can make all the calls, and you play to those calls. If you're silly enough to put yourself in that situation, then you get the call and you're out the match. That's your fault, and that's why the players will adapt when you're consistent. But if you don't call a foul in the box, outside the box early in the game, and then in the box, you're like, oh, I can't call it now because I didn't call it earlier. Well, that's because you set a precedence. You shouldn't do that. You should just call what you see. Yeah.
Sorry,
It doesn't make
what
any
were we
sense.
talking about?
Oh, you keep doing that. You just, you lose interest, and then you're like the little kids. Little kids just like, don't. We're talking here about stuff. Oh, I don't want to talk about this anymore. So what were you talking about? I forget. But I'll talk. I can talk on it for 20 minutes, and then when I'm done, everybody else should be done. Let's move on to something else. That's you.
That's half true. It's half true. No. What Gunnar said is right. Like there are distinct phases of play where if it happens box outside of the box, it will be given.
Yeah.
And it's partly because in my opinion, not saying it's right or wrong, in my opinion, it appeases opposition managers because they want the foul, but it's unlikely to actually affect the game in terms of there's going to be no direct goal from it unless something really strange happens. But in the whole, if you gave those for every time a player was in the box, there'd be 20 penalties a game.
No, players would adapt. You keep thinking that the players are stupid and just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. No, you start. This is why you have preseason.
Football will become non-contact.
No, it won't be. The players will play it and they will understand the rules and be better at it. Because right, that's what I believe. Right, you put your challenges in sooner. You see a player like Van Dijk go in there, and what it is, he's thinking before you are, and that's why he's always there before you are, and he doesn't have to make that challenge. The reason why that challenge happens is because you're slow and you're late, and you didn't put yourself in the right position. So now you have to, now you have to do something else, right? Before you go. Colonel Ward is saying hi. He just joined the show. Welcome to the show, Colonel Ward. Yeah. I mean, the rules. I think there are rules for what Martinelli did in the Wolves match, right? Because I believe he tried to interfere with the player out of bounds on a throw-in, and I know in basketball you can't do that. That's a foul. Players out of bounds, you can't do what he did to go in there and interfere because you're not allowed. You're not in basketball. You're not allowed to come off the pitch, come off the court. And I believe on that throw-in, that's where that yellow was going to happen because he was trying to affect the throw-in, and I don't think he was. I think it might have been off the pitch, and then the ball gets by him, and then he puts a tackle in somebody going towards the goal, right? So he should have expected a yellow for that, but he didn't know about what he did beforehand.
Was that Virgil van Dijk knows what he's doing before the strikers? He didn't know what he was doing before Rodrigo, did he?
He's getting older now, so everything. He's getting older now, but back in the days when they were winning trophies, the big trophies, guess what? He was always there. Like you're watching Saliba. We watch Saliba now, and he doesn't have to put in the challenges in most scenarios as a Gabriel Margalez, right? Because he's, Tom comes on with his WWE shirts all the time. Is that because he thinks he needs to be American to be on your show? I never. There is no rule like that. He watches more wrestling than I do, and I'm supposedly American, as you say, right? So no, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Yeah.
Colonel Ward just likes typing my name into into the thing.
He
Tom,
does.
Tom, Tom, Tom. I love how Americans sound like
Tom. There you go.
That's how it sounds. That's
Tom
not how
zones
it's
out
said.
from a blood sugar crash after customary swig of Pepsi and can't engage again until you mentioned Ben White's sexy goatee. He does like that goatee.
That
you know what?
reminds me.
He's gonna cut. Yeah, there he goes. The sugar. He's gonna get all caffeined up, right? All sugar high, ready to go for the next 5-10 minutes, and then he's gonna crash and he's gonna be in trouble. So you did like Ben White's sexy goatee. You watched that. How many times did you watch that video of him talking about winning Player of the Month?
Ben White's got a sexy goatee. I haven't seen this. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is a sexy goatee.
Yeah, I hear you, Gunnar.
Did he draw it on himself?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
All I can say is if I've seen it, so I know it can be called. So I know that it doesn't matter. That's for me. I've seen it. It happened to my team. It happened to your team. So we know it can be done. Right? It is possible that you can get 2 yellows in a sequence of plays if you. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. I have no doubt he didn't know that he was putting himself in a situation that he could have got yellows. All right. Definitely the last one, right? Definitely the last foul, the last incident. But
my favourite one like that was Canos for Brentford against Leeds at the end of the season last year, when he scored against us, took his shirt off and caught his yellow card, and then 13 seconds after the kickoff, he just tackled Rafinha like he had shat on his mum or something. And immediately, second year, it was like you've scored, but you've just got yourself. And the best part of that was Brentford also had already made their 3 subs, and they got a player injured. So then it quickly became, hang on a minute, Brentford got 9 men here, and we need to win this, and we did. So,
good,
but it was like it was delicious. It was delicious. It was like that's a will Leeds United stay up this season? Oh, bloody hope so. I mean. Well, I meant to say, no, we're going down, bro. No, I'm not going to say that. We're going to say that. No, we beat Liverpool, though, didn't we? Yeah. We're a lot better against the Big Six than we have been against the
and you know what? That's that's I don't know what they call it for you guys, but that's just playing. That's playing to your competition, right? You're playing to your competition, and you play up for the big teams, and then for the lower teams, you don't play up for them. And it's like, why not? Because you should beat them, and that's because of the pressure thing, right? I got nothing to lose, so I'll play it for the big guys. I got a lot to lose. Oh, now I'm gonna kind of right.
Exactly.
Gonna say hi to Miss Melina. Miss Melina is joining us. Welcome to
the show, Miss Melina. You're not gonna want to miss this. I've got an extra special tactics truck this week.
Oh, that's coming up in just a second. The
one that I promised from last week.
All right, so if you guys remember, it's coming. But here, Colonel Ward is talking. Arsenal is about to take the field. I didn't pay the money, so I'm not going to watch it live. But Arsenal plays Juventus in 15 minutes.
Arsenal are playing Juventus. Is this the Dubai Cup?
This is the Arsenal. This is the Emirates Cup, probably the Emirates Cup 2 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what they call it these days.
But you've already won it, haven't you?
No, we won the Emirates Cup, but this is the Emirates Cup 2.
Oh, that's not weird and needless at all. But okay. Good luck against Juventus. So
I just made that up, but no. And Juventus isn't even playing with any of the players I think Arsenal wants, if I recall. Did I see that correctly? I think I saw that. Let's see who's playing for Juventus. I saw. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Let me go to the. They should have the lineups in here. Come on.
I hope Leeds get relegated. Like
you want what?
Down near Derby. No. This is Colonel. He's getting a bit spicy. I hope Leeds get relegated, like down, like because Derby are in League One, like 3rd tier. And I'm not going to lie, that does please me. But I know they'll be back because they're like a nugget at the bottom of a toilet bowl. Like you can't flush them down. Like they always come back up.
Okay. A nugget, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it, but let's see if we can. Let's see if they will have. They were just showing the lines, but I don't think a lot of the players are playing that we want. Yeah, like you said, Colonel Ward wants to see your team go down.
He wants to see me
Everybody's
cry.
saying hello
He wants to
to.
see me cry, bruh.
Yeah, he
I
enjoys.
will cry.
He enjoys pain, right?
I would openly cry because
Yeah.
I don't want to be back in that championship.
Oh yeah. So starting for Arsenal, you've got Ramsdale in goal. Your back line consists of White and Tierney on the outside, Gabriel and Holding in the middle. Got Partey and Xhaka right in front of that back line. And then you've got Erdegaard, Vieira, and Nelson in the right in front of Partey them, and then Nketiah up top. So yeah, so outside of Saka, Martinelli, that could be I guess. Oh, you know who I don't see?
Eddie
This is interesting.
Nketiah is playing.
Nketiah is playing. Oh, hey, he's going to be playing. And stop your I don't know why he's playing thing. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, you brought it up. All right, everybody, it's Nketiah time. Mr. Tom has brought it to our attention. The Nketiah is starting up top. I wonder how you guys feel about that. The Rams are sticking to the toilet bowl. I don't know what that means.
That's the LA Rams, your co-owners,
Oh,
aren't
they
they?
are
Your brother
struggling
and
this
sister
year.
team.
You know what?
Yeah, not doing well, are they?
It's tough to play. They played what 2 Super Bowls in like a 4 or 5 year period. I think that's tough on any team. They were able to get the win. So
It's not tough on the players that got their massive contracts in the
yeah,
summer.
yeah. Leeds does have a good. I think they have enough players going forward to help them. And if Tyler Adams continues to build on what he showed in the World Cup, you shouldn't be struggling as tough. And like you said, Firpo will be back, right? Eventually, at some point.
Firpo is one of the greatest men that ever lived. So just gonna put
Okay.
that out there.
Oh, so you're saying it's on the match is on it's on YouTube, huh? So let's check it out. Let's
Juventus
see.
is YouTube.
Oh, Juventus is YouTube for free. Oh, let's see. Watch it. Let's see. Juventus versus Arsenal.
I love when free football's on YouTube. It's great.
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy TV. Oh, that's not it. Juventus and Arsenal, the women's match. Let's see if I just go to Juventus. Does it come up there? Juventus versus Lazio. I can't find a Juventus channel. You know that? Here we go.
Live. They have a live tab.
All right, so hit live and live pre-match. Nothing says live right now. Does it start? I guess it starts in about 10 minutes. I should see something though, right? I'm not seeing anything on here on the Juventus YouTube channel.
That's unfortunate.
So yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, I heard it was on their channel, but I didn't see it. No doubt Juventus will be cheating. So I was going to go through the lineups real quick with you guys. So let me just do that because you guys wanted to know. So like I said, so you got. I don't know most of these players on Juventus. I guess you got Perrin in goal, Barbary, Gatti, Regani, Riccio on that back line. You got Locatelli, Baranachia, Moretti, Maglio, Sule, and Keane. The only name I know on that is Locatelli.
Wow.
So that's the only one that is playing that I know. I'll check it out and see, but I didn't see it when I checked if it's on YouTube.
You're not going to get a job reading team sheets anytime soon.
I will not. No, they didn't give me the what they call it, their pronunciation stuff there. So Stefan has joined us. Welcome. Yeah, I did not do a good job with these names. Not at all. Not at all.
Barbieri.
Go ahead.
Rugani.
Gatti, Rugani, Riccio, Locatelli, Baranachilla, Moretti, Faglioli, Sule, and King.
I'll just be glad you're not playing a Chinese team, or your channel would get cancelled very quickly.
They think I'm making fun of them, and it's not really. I'm not really. I just don't know how to say some of those words. But so yeah, I don't see it on here. Yeah.
So, hello, Stefan.
Yeah. So yeah, we were talking here about what were we talking about?
We definitely weren't talking about Eddie and Nketiah.
Oh yes, you
Definitely.
did. That's right. You did bring up that Eddie Nketiah was, your man, and he's starting up front, and you're surprised by it. Why is he surprised by it? Oh, that's right. Gabriel Jesus is out for 3 to 4 months, depending on how you look at things. And you know what? He's injured in the World Cup. Oh man, that sucks. No, but Nketiah is getting to play for me. That it's put up or shut up time, right? Arteta says that he kept him for a reason. He says he needs time to play. We need to know if we have a number two. All those questions can be answered. And oh wait, he's not playing with the number one team, with the A team, That's why he struggles. It doesn't look the same. Then I've seen that he's actually doing game. He's playing similar to what Jesus does in the preseason games that we've had, and I don't necessarily believe. I don't think he can do that right now, or maybe in the future he can, but right now I don't think he can do that. But what I do need to see from him is that he scores goals, because that's the one thing Jesus doesn't do consistently for us. But and some saying Nketiah is a better finisher. All right.
He is.
Yep. So if he's a better finisher, Eddie is your main man. He is the man. There's no main about it. It's just this. He's the man. He will be. There's nobody
He
else.
has to be.
He's not topping anybody on any. It's not like there's somebody behind him. No, it's all you. This is the.
Yeah.
He can go out there and play.
You'll play next week, and you'll play the next week after, and you'll play the week after.
Yeah. So there's a sense of urgency when he's in the box, but no sense of urgency about playing, right? So he needs to, as I say, put up and or shut up. He will get all the opportunities to present himself.
I mean, I don't know all you Arsenal fans talking about. Eddie was great when he played for Leeds.
Yeah,
Loved him.
Keep saying you keep bringing
that up. He's a great lad. He's a great lad. I don't know what you're all talking about.
Keep bringing it up, but that hasn't been what we've seen. Eddie has his last time to showcase his ability. I don't think he would be one to lead us. He's shown he can do certain things. We saw it last year, right, in the Chelsea match. I go back to that all the time. But that was him putting pressure on the back line as opposed to a build up of play and him being in the box and finishing, right? He's not necessarily part of our build up, right, of play. So that's where he doesn't match Gabriel Jesus. You guys seeing anything on your side as far as the game? I don't think we can see this game because I'm looking, and I don't see it here. So
Eddie in his Leeds tracksuit. Just saying.
Oh, there you go.
What lad?
No, I want him to do well, but at some point, I tell you what I see, and I don't see what we need. Right? He might have worked for Leeds. Maybe that's what you needed from him, and you got it. We need something different from him. Our responsibilities for our players are a little bit different than yours. So, we ask a lot more of them.
No, I think trying to get Leeds out of the Championship was a bigger job than trying to just be one of many goal scorers for Arsenal. Can I come on a special tactics track to explain how to get Leeds? I think it means relegated. Then just go over the season from when they did. Well, I mean, I've given away now that I'm ready for the tactics truck. The fingers are out, but I mean, I can do it. I can do an entire special episode on Leeds' relegation season. How we signed. I swear it's true, Gary. We signed a player on loan from Milan called Roque Junior, who basically his credentials were that he was part of the Brazil team that won the 2002 World Cup. And then he played 4 games for Leeds and we conceded 16 goals.
Oh, my. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it worked.
Yeah. He played 4 games. I might be. I think he got sent off. I don't think that might not be true. I might be imagining that, but
Yeah.
he definitely conceded 16 goals. He did score against Man United, so that weren't all bad. But that was quite a Only Leeds could loan a World Cup winner, and him be actually shit.
Yeah. Now you know what? When the season starts back up, Colonel Ward, if it we'll have to check Mr. Tom's schedule because he has certain things, obligations, and we'll see if we can get that that relegation tactics truck with
I
with
happily
Colonel
listen
Ward.
to it.
Yeah. So yeah. He's definitely Mr. Tom is definitely amusing. That's why he's on the show. I like hanging out with him, chatting about whatever we're chatting about. Yeah, so we did talk about, I didn't even change the little ticker thing, but yeah, we did talk about the Croatia game. But it is time now, people. It is time. It is time. It is time. It is time. It is time for Tom's tactic truck. Everybody.
Yeah, baby. Right. It was the 3rd of November 2011. Probably a Tuesday because it usually is in the Championship. Leeds United had a home match against Blackpool, who you may or may not know from their 1 year in the Premier League. They wear the orange kits. And basically, Leeds started with fervour and abandon. And then it all went to shit immediately when a shot came in. I can't remember who from. And the goalkeeper, Paul Ratchapuka, I've pronounced his name wrong, certainly, but it's irrelevant. You don't deserve your name pronounced correctly after this performance. He palms the ball straight at to Tresor Lomana Luar, who you basically may or may not remember from his time at Newcastle and Portsmouth. And it falls out to him, and it's 1-0 to Blackpool. Okay, the goalkeeper made a mistake. It's perfectly fine. Things happen, yeah? But then he decides to go and wind me up even further by dropping across, which then meant he dropped it at the feet of another Blackpool player who then poked a shot goalwards, which was blocked by Tom Lees and his hand. So our goalkeeper's just got our centre-back sent off. John Joe Shelvey, on loan from Liverpool, scored the penalty, but then the referee made him retake the penalty because Tom Lees hadn't officially left the field yet. He still scored the resultant penalty because the goalkeeper is shit. We're 2-0 down in the first half. And is there a way it could get worse? Of course there's a way it could get worse. Another ball is crossed in, and he basically drops the ball yet again at the feet of John Joe Shelvey, who bangs a goal in, and it's 3-0 to Blackpool. I'm still angry about it. It was 11 years ago. I'm still my blood boils. His performance in the first half was so bad that he was booed off and substituted for a 17-year-old. The goalkeeper was taken off at half-time because he didn't only cost us the match, he also cost us our best defender for 3 matches because of the automatic ban that you get through the red card. And then basically John Joe Shelvey scored again and Luar scored again, and we lost 5-0 at home. Our joint biggest home defeat, and I can't remember what it's joint with because I wasn't alive to see it. But I was alive to see that, and it was fucking awful. It was horrible. And if you're watching this, Mr. Ratchu Cooper, fuck you. But I'm sure you tried your best, so your best wasn't good enough. I mean, you're terrible. You're a bad goalkeeper, but
yeah, I tried that, Colonel. I tried that site. Saguna Glenwyn. It didn't get in there, but I'll try and see if I can find the You said Juventus fan channel, huh? See what comes up there. We'll see what comes up there.
dropped a routine catch twice. Sorry, I'm just. Sorry, I'm just.
Gabriel makes a choice to go to Juve. I doubt he's going to. They just signed him. Yeah, sounds a good keeper for Leeds.
I don't think he lasted.
Let it go,
much
Tom.
longer.
Let it go, my friend.
It's just it made me so angry. That performance. It's just the work because we were getting looked down on by
Goal or
Blackpool.
Arsenal already? Oh my gosh. Come on. Why can't I get kickoff? Here we go. Nelson almost scores. Erdegaard takes a shot, and I haven't got the goal yet.
So basically, what you're all indirectly telling me is that if I ever get angry at Leeds performances, Eddie Nketiah scores.
Is that what happened?
Allegedly.
Oh man. Why can't I? Oh wait. Let's see. This is a channel. Let's see if it has the game. It's just a fan talking about it. He says he's how many minutes in? 5 minutes in. The game is on YouTube. Interesting, BX Gunner. Why can I not find it?
You may need to send Gary the link because Gary can't find it, evidently.
Yeah, I can't. I am not finding it. I don't know what it's under. There's a lot of. Oh wait, this says live football match. Let's see what it says. When I click on it,
Wait a minute.
This one is
BX is giving us live updates on a fictional football match.
Okay, you know I see that one too. So Arsenal attack, dangerous attack, and Juventus is in
But
possession.
at least Eddie can score on FIFA.
There you go. So, yeah, I don't see it, Big Gunner, but I think we're looking at the same thing. It is a computerized depiction of what's happening on the pitch. I don't want to see that. Stefan, I still get wound up over Ipswich versus Norwich match in 1985. If it means anything, cheating bastards. Yeah, that happens in this game. Yeah.
How can you perform so badly? You're subbed at half time. Just a goalkeeper. I've never seen that in my life. That's the only time I believe I've ever seen a goalkeeper play so badly he was hauled off for his actual performance. Not injured. He should have pretended he was injured, but he wasn't.
Eddie is crap on FIFA. Oh. So is that like overkill, or is there more to it?
That must just be Stefan's version of FIFA, because on every version of FIFA I've ever seen, Eddie's one of the top 5 players on the game.
Yeah. So when I go to the Juventus site, I'm just going to try it again just to be sure. See what it says for live. Nothing. It's just everything's like a month ago. That's weird. A month ago, they didn't have any reason to chat about Juventus football at all. That doesn't even make any sense, does it? The fan. Okay. They did. There's a video about them going to London. So 8 hours ago. So yeah, I don't see it. So I'm just gonna have to follow it on the. Here we go. Speculation and over. Ben White gets the ball on the edge of the box, but volleys high over the woodwork. So that's in the 5th minute. Looking at Football London, Tom Canton is giving the replays there. So that was Tom's tactic truck about poor performance from a player.
It was a dark night for Leeds United.
Yeah. Colonel Ward says Eddie is a don on FIFA. Match him up with Paddy Banford for 5 games. He becomes a beast. Ooh.
Thought I'd give everyone a bit of a treat after last week's demolition of Arsenal in the tactics truck.
You did go after us for some reason. I don't understand what that was all about. Thank you very much for that. You got anything else you want to say to the people? Do you have a question maybe? We are sitting. We're almost at the question. We're at the 60-minute mark, and Mr. Tom's segments are going back to back today.
I'm so glad you asked. I do have a question.
There you go, people. I can't believe this game is not on. I can't find it anywhere.
Obviously, tomorrow is one of the biggest games in football, the FIFA World Cup final. So, France being the defending champions made me get thinking about not Arsenal, France. And basically, what I want to know is when was the last time France lost a World Cup match after scoring first?
Yeah.
When did they last lose a FIFA World Cup match after scoring the first goal?
Oof. I'll let the people answer this one. I have no clue. I can't think of. No, I have no clue. Why am I saying? No clue. No clue. All right, is this? I'm trying these different channels with VIP box in them, and they all are like pop. I'm getting in these pop-up windows from my security saying, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
Now,
So,
Colonel, you know they didn't qualify for 1994, so you know that can't possibly be true, sir.
hmm. Hmm. Uh, I'll check the Facebook. If you say it could be on the Facebook, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see if it lets me in. Let's see anything else going on. Nketiah's shot just got blocked, so that means he's attacking us, and we're in the 10th minute over there.
That means there must be an injured Juventus player, because to block an Eddie shot, you don't go unscathed.
You don't go what?
Unscathed.
1990.
If an Eddie shot hits you, it's probably broken bones. Incorrect.
Oh, you are correct. It is on. Oh, it is on the Facebook channel here. They are in the 10-minute mark.
Live football on Facebook? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Juventus live?
It is in Italian, which is disappointing. No, it's just I don't.
You can do your
understand
own
what they're saying.
commentary in
Yeah,
English.
All right, cross goes in from
Okay.
Erdegaard, gets intercepted, and Vieira just took a shot. Very nice little volley there from him. They're showing very nice. Vieira, you know what? Vieira, when you give him space and time, is pretty good. So you have your question. I don't think anybody has it. So what is it, Mr. Tom?
The answer is on the 10th of July 1982, France lost 3-2 to Poland. That is the last game that France lost after scoring first in a World Cup. They've won everyone since, which is 26 matches.
Yeah. Wow. So that will be a clue as to how this game might go. Stefan watches
Ironically,
the
it
Scottish.
was
I think it's
the
the Scottish Premier League, right, on Facebook. So yeah, Vieira almost definitely
ironically
just
that
scored
was
there.
the third place playoff match.
Mm,
So
yeah,
basically, if France score first tomorrow,
there's a
they
good
are
chance.
likely to take the trophy, or Argentina will snap the streak from 1982.
Yeah.
Who will win?
So tomorrow, you know what? It's kind of I'm kind of like torn though a little bit because
Yeah.
I get the I get the I get the Messi winning it, kind of what that means for the sport, and Mbappe will have another opportunity to go there as long as he stays healthy, right? So, do you want to see a goat, as they say, win the World Cup, and then that's the last international football you see from him, or because if he wins the World Cup, is there any reason for him to play for Argentina again?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, why? Why would you want to do that? Like you say, some people just want to walk off. You walk off, with the trophy. You know you're gonna get the armband, right? No matter, you're gonna have the armband on no matter what happens when that trophy is being presented.
Well, I've
Right?
spent the last 2 days looking. I've looked through all my books trying to find a way that neither of them will win.
There's no way that's gonna happen. I think I've heard that.
I know, it's airtight. I've been trying to find a way where we can make it so neither of those countries win the World Cup. But
Yeah,
no, unfortunately, one of them has to win the World Cup.
yeah. Bargav has
hope there's a
joined us. Welcome
loophole.
to the show. We're 75 minutes in, and we usually finish in about a quarter of an hour. So hopefully you enjoy the bits that you do see. Stefan wants to see Messi win it. Let's see. Bargav, let's go. Messi. I hated Messi growing up, but man, is he special? Yeah. And let's see. We deserved a couple of victories against Barcelona growing up. Yeah, for sure we did. Yeah. No, Messi. You know what? I think Messi is, as they say, all around football, and you're seeing, and you see why now in his older age he can contribute, and
Average. He's no Patrick Bamford.
yeah, and you know what? I'm watching trying to watch the review of the game, and there's a big white box saying "click" in the description. I don't know why it's telling me to do that, but I can't see anything. Oops, I just increased the entire screen. I cannot see what they're asking me to do here. So what's strange is, yeah, so I can't see, like, it's got a big box in the middle of the screen. So I guess they really don't want me to watch this thing.
It's all Messi this and Messi that, but it's not Patrick Bamford where and Patrick Bamford why.
That is true. That is true. I think Ronaldo, what is this? Belgav, I think the Ronaldo is unjustified. Messi has same patch of form last year. Can't be finished in 4 months.
What I'm going to say is Patrick Bamford has scored more Premier League goals than Lionel Messi. That's all I'm saying.
Very true. Very true.
Therefore, better.
Yeah.
And he is a close personal friend of Junior Firpo. So.
Yeah, so I can watch the game, but I can't watch the game. For those who I had this white box covering the entire screen. So everybody's laughing at you. Why are they laughing at you, Mr. Tom?
Because I'm spitting fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Ronaldo hate. It's not for his football, right? It's for his personality. So, because I think his football is good, and most teams that he's played for welcomed what he brought to it. Oh, the box is gone again. That's pretty nice. Let's see. England don't win.
I can factually believe that happened, Stefan.
Premier League talent. Does that mean anything?
That's not a lie. No one will make that up. That obviously happened.
And England don't win. Looks like Glenwyn might be leaving us. So Glenwyn, thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, Stefan said he spoke to Messi on a live stream, and he admitted he was in awe of Bamford and Leeds. You heard it right there. That right here, you heard it here, folks. On the road trip, you hear lots of interesting facts about players. And Messi, when he sees Bamford and he's watched Leeds, he's just like, damn. What if I had that talent? What if I had that footballing, CV of a Bamford? What if? Well,
Messi never scored 17 goals in his first season in the Premier League.
This makes a little bit more sense now for me because I wasn't getting how England's not going to win the Prem. So, but yeah, that makes that's the coaching aspect of this whole thing, right? England has players to compete against everybody in the world. So the fact that they don't and they get destroyed sometimes is a surprise, right?
I do just genuinely think England were unlucky last Saturday. That could have just easily had swung in our favour. It didn't.
Yeah, but you needed certain players to stand up, right? And Harry Kane had 2 opportunities. He got it one time. The second time he didn't. And Giroud has been known to do what he does, and he did it. So, and when has Harry Kane consistently been the guy to do that? And if it's not against Arsenal, take away Arsenal from the equation, and when does he show up and do what he's supposed to do? Oh, Christmas to you. How are your branches? It is that time, right? We are 8 days away from the fat jolly man coming down your chimney and delivering gifts. right? You got to leave them cookies and milk, I heard. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Don't hold back, right? Get the
Yeah,
man
but
some quality.
if you
quality
don't
snacks.
believe in Santa, you can sell them. You can send them to me at an address that I will happily publish if it means I get free cookies.
Brazil were unlucky too. 15 minutes can change history. Hey, you have a lead with 15 minutes to go. You need to close it out. That's on you. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you start walking, guess what? Somebody might get there before you and shut the door. All right, and didn't really shut the door, but you had an opportunity to do it yourself, but could have won it in 90 minutes, right? Do you want the Arsenal stress back? Yeah, that's kind of what this thing's all about, right? This is what football is all about. You know, the ups and downs, the stresses, the relief, the elation, the crying, the screaming, the cheering, the booing. It's all part. This is just. I think this is just part and parcel of this thing. And why am I in a little box? Why am I? You know, got me in a little box chatting away here.
I've never been sad to see Leeds go away for a month. Must be said. It's a different kind of stress.
Yeah, Bamford cannot miss a goal. Okay, cannot miss a shot. Cannot miss a penalty. Firpo cannot get a yellow. I mean, all these things right there.
Yeah, that Patrick Bamford. He is 100% going to end up on a tactics truck at some point, and probably not for a good reason.
He's had as you say, he's had a month to figure out how to take shots and stuff like that, right? Just work on that all for the entire month, so he should be better for it, right? Yeah.
ARGv, United States also has the next Cricket World Cup.
Oh, is that right? Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to go see that. Yeah. No. Christmas tree. Yeah, my Christmas tree just has a lot of ornaments from over the years, from the kids when they were little to last, I guess, the years where they were making ornaments and stuff. So every year we usually get a new one. So there's always a new one on the tree, but kind of at some point you just can't buy like tens and 20 of them each year because the tree would just fall down. But we always get at least one for the year. So
well, when I constructed my Christmas tree, basically I said, "Oh, that's a mighty fine Christmas tree," and then some Amish man stood next to me and went, "'Tis a fine barn, but is no Christmas tree." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I realised I'd built a barn and not a Christmas tree. So then I had to take the barn down, and then I put the Christmas tree up, and I said to the barn man, I went, "Is it a Christmas tree yet?" And he went, "Yes, Christmas tree."
Yeah.
That wasted 13 seconds. So.
Oh, it says that the 2023 ICC Cricket World Cup could be in India, but there also are reports that they could lose it for some reason. So I don't know what that's all about. So there's but U.S. has a lot of football going, or America's has a lot of football going on. And so I see the report here. I don't know if you guys saw it. Reese Nelson is laying on the ground. Looks like he's injured himself. Looks like a quad. It looks like the way that the guy is he's saying he's rolling. He's doing one of these, so he's off. But he was rubbing his quad, I think. So let's see. He's going to be able to he can get up by himself. Let's see. It could be a quad the way he's moving. He just doesn't want to.
The ICC 2024 T20 Cricket World Cup is going to be played in the West Indies and the United States.
Oh, okay. 2024.
Sorry,
all right.
I made it sound like the 50 over format. I meant the 2020 format. But that should be good. Like cricket's never going to get a foothold in America, but
yeah, but you're going to get a lot of people are going to come to see it.
Yeah,
go to the Caribbean to see it. I mean, it's you're going to have all the Caribbean countries definitely represented while there, and a chance to come to America and watch it also, not a problem. Yeah, it looks like
Well, I noticed with America, if you put anything in America and say it's a World Cup of any sport, Americans will watch it. They will turn up as if to be like, "Yo, we're representing America."
yeah, yeah, like yeah, they're just showing here. That I'm having some issues here. Can you hear me?
Okay,
All right. No, it looks like things are a little bit slow on my end here. So
I can hear you fine.
all right.
I think Colonel's done for this week. I think you should just time him out a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, just 86 him, as I believe they say in America.
You know what's funny? I was watching. I thought I was watching the this the streaming service. So I was trying to figure out why is all my movements a second or a couple seconds behind. It's because I was watching our video on YouTube and not actually through the streaming. So that's why I was like, something doesn't look right. Um, so yeah, I think
Okay.
India has 2023. US has got the World Snooker Championship as well. Wow. Yeah. And what else we got here? What players do you think, Gary, we should pick off leads if they go down? Well, definitely Tyler Adams for sure. I do like Aronson. That'd be good to improve our midfield depth, right? I mean, I think a lot of their midfield we'll take Rodrigo, right? I mean, just like you said, their attacking players are worthy. So, yeah, I think that's where I would go. Yeah, Tyler Adams is probably who I would start with first because
You wouldn't take Harrison as well while you're at it?
no, you can keep him. I think if you're offering him, I most likely believe that means I don't want to go anywhere near that player. So, so I'm not taking anything you're offering. If you come to the negotiation table like Harrison and Furpo and
You sure you don't want Tyler Adams?
no, I definitely want Tyler Adams.
All
Definitely,
right.
you're not. I already said I wanted him before you offered
All
him,
right. No,
so
I
it
just
doesn't
wanted to
work that
use the
way.
logic. Okay.
No, it's too late.
Um.
I already mentioned it.
All right. All right. Well, he cost us 20, so I won't want anything less than that. So
You know what?
get your checkbook out.
He. If Murdoch is worth over 40, Tyler Adams for me easily could be worth 40. I'd be upset if they had to spend that on him, but he's shown you what he can do. He is playing in the Premier League. What more proof do you need to know whether or not he can perform in the league in the position that he plays with? And you've got a Partey either playing next to him or in front of him. You're not really hurting yourself if he plays because he's shown he can do a job, right? And if he didn't have to play every game, and if they rotated, if they played together, depending on the situation, wow, right? That'd be really nice to see. So, yeah, no, there is in the states here. Cricket is you got like you said a lot of people from the Caribbean, and you definitely have your people from Asia here, so they would definitely be wanting to participate in that. So yeah, no, it would I think it would be fine. I don't think Bernhalter goes though. I could if he does, it would be I mean if you can bring in Jurgen, right? They brought in Klinsmann, right? So you can bring in a Bielsa, right? So
I
let's
still
see.
think your manager will be Jesse Marsh at some point.
Yeah, no. I think I would hope so too. But like you said, it's like, did they not see him as that beforehand? You know?
I get the feeling he's always been in employment when you come round to choosing your manager.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to go get the man you want, as opposed to wait for him to be available, and for you to have to, when you do that in this type of situation, it's never going to be the right time ever. It's going to look like you maybe jumped the gun or you waited too long. All right. Yeah. Gio Reyna, yeah, you know what? I guess he heard about what his mindset just wasn't right. He was told he was going to sit, and he didn't take it too well. So I did see the Haji Wright. I did see the Musa being also, a player that people are looking at. So I think the U.S. players did showcase enough skills that people are interested. Let's see. I got one more. If you made a team from bottom 10 teams in Premier League, would you be able to get a team to compete for the league? Bottom 10.
I think you can make a good team.
Compete for the league. I'm not sure about that because I don't think there are enough to make it through an entire season.
Well,
right?
let's put it this way: your bottom 10 at the moment are Palace, Villa, Leicester, Bournemouth, Leeds, West Ham, Everton, Forest, Southampton, Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could probably construct a competitive team.
But
Title challenger, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, it's a sort of question you need to put more thought into, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a top 4 probably, right? But I don't know about competing for the league.
Well, I mean, because you'd have at the moment you'd have like James Maddison, you'd have Pickford in goal potentially. Maddison would be in your team. I mean, a few of the Crystal Palace players are probably like Zaha.
Yeah.
Probably Margaret Gay or however it's pronounced. I mean, there are individual talent in that 10 clubs that you could probably.
Yeah, but I guess I'm looking for like the striker. I don't know what striker you're going to get in that bottom 10.
Well, you got Jared Bowen there as well.
I guess I still think I'm still saying a striker even when you bring his name up. I think you might have a lot of guys behind the striker and midfield and stuff like that. That would definitely help. But do you have that striker up top? I'm not sure about that.
So it depends on what. Like, do you have any stock in Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins, or even Rodrigo up front? Because Rodrigo's one of the top scorers in the league. I mean, nowhere near Fulham. Mitrovic, Fulham is 9th, so he won't count for this, unfortunately. I mean, Rodrigo is one of the top scorers. Obviously not close to Haaland, but still.
Yeah. Well, as you said, you have James Maddison, which helps in the middle. You have Rodrigo in the front line. You have just looking at what this channel, what this site considers the top players in the league. You got a Ruben Neves. You've got Declan Rice, of course, right? So you've got some solid defenders there. Who else you got? You got Tielemans, right? You got Bern Leno is I think he's in Fulham. I think is at bottom 10. I think.
No, Fulham are 9th. So they can't be in this.
No. All right. So who else you got here in this list here? You got.
I'd be looking at much of the Crystal Palace team because in theory, they will have the better players because they're 11th. So they'll be top of this table as such. But...
True. You got Eze, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look at. I'm looking at the top 50 team, top 50 players, and I think I've named all of them. And there's not that many to even get an 11. I don't think out of the top 50 players in this round.
No, I'm sure if you actually look through each one and like you took the time, you could construct an 11. That would
but he said compete for the league, and like I don't see that. I don't see an 11.
Oh no.
For the league.
That'd be more difficult.
Yeah, no. Like I said,
you could construct a team that would compete for Champions League, maybe.
Yeah. No. Top. Yeah, that's what I said. It's probably top 4, right? So you got that. You can see that.
But it would take a lot longer than just off the top of your head at the end of a show on a Saturday.
Well, like I said, because I was just looking at that one site that had like the top 50 players that they ranked or they had statistics on, and I don't think there's 11 out of that top 50 that you can get to fill a squad. So you have to go probably top 100 players in the league to maybe get a decent 11 or 75 probably. But
apparently Iwobi has got 5 assists, so he's 3rd on the list.
Who does?
Quite impressive. Alex Iwobi of Everton.
He's on there. Oh, why did I not? I don't see him on the way that this thing has it ranked, and it's probably ranked by just the stats.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm not too happy about having an ex-Arsenal, current Everton player in the team, but
title challenges need 3 to 4 world-class players. Hard to keep them.
I
I mean,
mean,
we say that, but then
Tyler
we're
Adams.
talking about you're talking about you're talking about 3 to 4, yes, maybe, but if we're talking about looking at the bottom 10, then it's got to be one of those one-offs like a
We'll
like a
get them right. It's just the
Leicester
outlier.
like a Leicester City, right?
Yeah.
Right, with how they did it, right? They had a world class striker, I believe people would say at that point in time. They were healthy. They didn't play in the Champions League, European football, so I think they did pretty well.
European
Mitrovic, I
football's
think, is
overrated.
injured right now, so I think that's a problem for him. I resaw Kakas Milan highlights recently. Do you think there's an assassin of a midfielder since?
Yeah, Pablo Hernandez for Leeds United. He was
All
incredible.
right, but he's asking actually a proper question. Can you give him a proper answer?
Yeah, Pablo Hernandez for Leeds United. He was incredible. He was
Looks like
like,
Arsenal just scored, but you know what? I have a big white box in the middle of the screen, so I can't see who did it. And got a hand. I see the official put his hand up in the air, so I guess they called offsides. And it looked like that was Nketiah, but I can't tell. It was on a free kick. It was Erdogan with a free kick,
yeah, it's not.
and
Live scores still got your game as 0-0.
yeah, no, they had put the score down and then they had taken it off. So it looks like Nketiah was offsides, I guess. So let's see what this. Minutes after having a goal ruled off for offsides, Eddie hits the post with a left-footed shot. So there you go.
I got one more. If you made a team out of people with banned from this channel, would you be able to compete for a league of banned people from this channel? And why would Colonel Ward be up front in that team of people that I
That
want banned from this
is
channel?
a good question. Colonel Wood definitely
It's a
probably
great
would be
question.
headlining that squad.
Yeah.
Probably gets the armband. No one takes consistent long shots and can dribble from midfield anymore. You know what? I get that. For me, that's one of the things you take the shots when they come. It doesn't have to be in the box at 5 feet away, right? I mean, like you say, a lot of times you can just take that shot from a little bit outside the box, or I don't get it sometimes with the way that the players have everything needs to be perfect. It's like, no, you have an opportunity, you take it, right? You take the shot. So, and this is I saw it today in the Croatia Morocco game. Croatia has the ball, and everybody has to get an extra touch on it. Extra touch, extra touch, extra touch. The 2 goals scored was one touch goal. Yeah, Colonel Ward said he's not banned yet.
Footballers.
He's not banned yet.
Yeah.
So there you go. He's still around.
Yeah, it's key. I find a lot of footballers nowadays want to be known more for their assists than actual goals.
I don't
In the
get that.
sense
I don't
that,
get that. That makes no
but
sense.
it's a feeling I get though, because it's like there's a nobility in it.
Mm.
Like there's a selflessness as to assisting than there is to scoring.
And then people will turn around and say, "But I don't care about assists."
Yep.
Most people turn around and say, "I don't care about assists." Right? We were when we were on the show last night. Right? It was the 2 top scorers are Messi and Mbappe, but Messi gets it on assists, and you actually mentioned that. Oh, for the 3 assists, is that we're counting now? Is exactly what you said on the show yesterday. I don't remember much, but I remember that. I remember when you talk, Mr. Tom, and it's true. Does it? If you're the goal scorer, does it really matter if you have more assists than the other guy? It doesn't, because that's not what it means.
The reason that they're doing that is because before they had to share the golden boot between 4 players.
Mm.
So FIFA basically went, no, this time there will be literally 1 golden boot winner, and it will be decided, I believe it's goals, then assists, and even if they're tied on assists, it will be who played the least amount of minutes.
Which is silly. It's silly. Yeah, and I get tiebreakers and all of that could be a problem. Well,
I'm actually
you're all
kind of
with
okay with it.
I don't. I think so. I mean, like, what happens if both players break the record for most goals in a tournament, in a cup, in a league?
It's very unlikely.
No, no. That's why I say it, and that's why it shouldn't be like, no, it doesn't. That's why I don't like it being like, well, I'm gonna have to go find other reasons why you're not the best scorer in the league, why you're not the best
Well, no,
scorer in the
it
tournament.
doesn't mean that it don't mean that he's never going to be on record as having the goals. It would just
No,
be,
it
but
is. You didn't win
the
the trophy.
actual award goes to.
It's not a. It's not a. Did you win the tournament? Did you win the cup? Did you win the league? Kind of a trophy, right?
It's one of them things ultimately that people will have an opinion on tomorrow if it comes to it. If it comes to having to be decided on a sizzle, you know, rock paper scissors or anything like that, everyone will have an opinion on it tomorrow, and then by Tuesday, no one will give a fuck how the
Yeah,
golden boot was decided because we'll
yeah.
all be thinking about our clubs, and no one will care.
Mr. Colonel, as
Like I
long as I
don't particularly
respect their
care now.
American co-hosts and Sam, then there's no rules for Leeds United fans. Oh, so there
Fine.
you go. See, he doesn't really. You just don't get the same kind of
Yep.
respect as
No.
most of us do.
I was going to be Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect around
No
here.
respect at all. No respect at all. So they're in the 39th minute here. And what's weird about this feed is every so often it will just jump ahead like a second. So you see the ball going as if it's going out of bounds. The next thing you know, it's back going the other way, and you're like, what happened?"
Yeah,
You didn't even
sounds
see.
like when I used to play of FIFA on the internet, but I'm talking like 10, 15 years, like in its proper infancy, when like your internet connections were not really strong enough to do it, and you'd have the ball at one end, and then it'll lag, and then the ball be at the other end. You're like, when did that happen?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I retired from internet gaming after that.
yeah. This is so strange how they have this big white box on the screen, and I can't see what's happening where the ball is. I don't get it. Uh,
One of my favourite clips like that is there was there's a clip like of a football match in England where it was snowing, but the orange ball busted,
mm,
and the only replacement ball they had was white. So on camera, all you could see was people chase it running around the field, but you can't physically see the football,
that's
and
right.
it looked crazy, and I I think the voiceover went. I mean, which one of them's going to realise that if they just if they go near the goal and then run off like as if they've scored, celebrating, the referee's going to have no reason to not believe it because he doesn't know where the ball is anyway.
Yeah. As Vargo, yeah, I'll be watching the game. It's going to be an entirely different team, right? Since all the players that could leave, want to leave, should leave, have decided they're done with college football. So get to see the youngsters, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing, of course, Montez and Etienne, and I guess Miller in the backfield there. So that should be interesting. The youngsters will get to play. So, and I think Napier's the players that he's brought in have all been his players, so they've all played the way he wants them to play, and are all been. It's almost like this Arteta thing, right? He actually had really good players, and he asked them to do things they couldn't do, as opposed to get the best out of them, and he got punished for it. I got to go see them play Vanderbilt. We never lose to Vanderbilt. We haven't lost to them in 16 tries, but I saw them lose. It was terrible. So
Is this the
yeah.
final game of the season for the
Yeah,
Gators?
yeah, it is. So yeah, so this is what they call bowl season.
Yeah,
So at the end
yeah.
of the season, everybody who's won at least 6 games gets an opportunity to play in a bowl game
I
all around the
mean,
country.
your record doesn't look great compared to the team you're playing.
No, not at
With
all.
them
But
nine
because
and three.
we play in a tougher league, that's why we get
Okay,
the benefit.
fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
so that's why we can play in most other. You can play like most teams have to win at least 8 to get in the
Yeah.
in a bowl, but the SEC is a little bit tougher to get through. I mean,
So
the Gators have played 7. Will be playing. This will be their 7th team who have been ranked, and you only the top 25 are ranked. So, they've played, just under a third of the teams that make up
yeah, I
that
was
top.
going to say I'm looking through your fixtures or your results basically since September, and you play 7th ranked Utah, 6th ranked Tennessee,
Yep.
16th LSU, number
Yep.
1 Georgia.
Yep.
I mean, yes. So based on what you're saying, yeah, you've basically been playing all the good teams.
Yep.
So
Yep.
going point for, I believe the baseball term is 0.500, isn't it? Like half.
Yeah, going 500.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have time to make it to the bookie to have a small wager on the game.
Yeah, I don't. It's the bowl games are difficult, especially for these early ones, because the teams that are playing either,
Yeah.
like if they have any players that are NFL bound, like they're like, we're going to go into NFL, they left because they can sign with an agent and all of that, and
Yeah.
get ready for the combines where they can, basically go and interview with the teams and showcase their skills. So it's, there's no reason, and you don't want to get hurt going into it if you're one of those players that isn't considered one of the top 50 players. So you want to get as high
Ooh,
ranked if you can't, high drafted if you can, because the higher you're drafted,
yeah.
the more money you can make, because it's the way that the rookie pay scale is wherever you are ranked. And it looks like I just got a score here, which I'm not going to like. So we're into the
According
44th minute
to
here. Into the 44th minute here. Arsenal there's a player down for Juventus in the box. But I did get an alert here saying that my team did get scored on.
you have. According to the Vegas line, you are 7.5 points underdogs, which is right up my street. Because
Yeah.
based on what you're telling me, you're in with a chance of the game. So even if you did lose the game, it's probably going to be close. So there's probably some
Yeah. Well, you
sweet
see, the thing is,
cashes
the
to be
last
made.
time we played in a bowl game, we got destroyed, and we had a better team before the bowl game, but then once we weren't going to play for one of the top bowls, then a lot of players left, just like they're doing now. So then you go in there with players that either haven't played, or you're playing with just
Yeah.
players you haven't played, or you're just not playing with some of the best players. So then you struggle.
Is
There's
it televised there? Will you be
yes,
able to
yeah,
watch it?
all the bowl games are on TV somehow or on a stream. So yeah. I mean, there's nothing really going on right now. There is NFL games on the weekend now, on Saturdays now, but the bowl games all get shown. That's the one thing that happens. BX Gunner stepped out, own goal in Arsenal. Oh, that's how they scored. So on the stream here, they're into the 45th minute. Arsenal has the ball, so they must have scored late.
Half time now, apparently. So,
Okay, yeah. So
Granit Xhaka, own goal.
so he must be trying to clear it and just a bad clearance. I wish I could see how this works, and like I said, every second, like they're attacking they're putting an attack in. Is it a deflection? I think it was a deflection. No, now they're gonna have a corner. An extra time, got extra minute. So we got 30 seconds left, and if you're saying they scored on that means they scored in a corner. So they must have been a header cleared incorrectly. So yeah, here comes the corner. Let's see what happens here. There's a short corner, puts the ball into the box, and yeah, it must have. Yeah, you can see the players put their hand to their face. Must have deflected off of him into the goal. So it wasn't. Yeah, whatever. So it looked like, I don't know. I can't see how they scored, but because of the stupid stream, it's not showing. This is so stupid. What is going on? Yeah. There's supposed to be streams out there. You can see stuff, but they don't show anything. So yeah. So here we are. So it's halftime at the game. It is. We are about to head out of here. So, Mr. Tom,
Yeah.
talk to the people.
As always, thank you to the people that did pop in, give us their time on a Saturday evening, and the interactions. Always amusing, and have a good week. If I don't see, are you planning on doing a show next week, Gary?
Yeah,
On
we're gonna
the
get ready for the
24th?
season, dude. Yeah, we'll probably talk
Yeah,
about the World Cup, right? And there'll be
yeah.
some.
No, I'm fine
Okay.
with doing a Christmas Eve show. I didn't know if you then turned around and went, oh no, I'm gonna be with my family in
Oh, you know what?
Wichita
I will
or
have to
whatever.
let you know. So maybe we'll do an early show or something. You're right. I think I have people coming over to chat. So we might just do an earlier show. It'd be a morning show for me, but it'll be an afternoon if you're around. So we might do that. Because yeah, I could do that. Yeah, it was
Okay.
an own goal. They said Xhaka scored an own goal, but I believe it was on a cross coming in and must have deflected off of him. So Ray. I don't know. Did they have a show on Thursday? Because I wasn't around.
I don't believe they did have a show this week
Hmm.
after last week's funeral, where they basically, I, I don't know, I believe Ray and Stan were discussing the injury of a certain key player
Oh, that's
in your
true. That's
team.
true. Yeah, I think Ray will be ready to go once the league is back, and I believe that there'll be games going into the weekend. So I assume Thursday will be on there, um, and we will see you guys then. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride, everyone, and we will see you. We'll see you on Monday. I think we'll have everybody. I don't. We'll see if we get Tony. And oh, I forget. For those who didn't know, Tony is he is looking for some support. I can see a lot of people. Some people have contributed, so that's cool. But yeah, Tony is needs a little bit of help. He from being in a wheelchair and not being able to get on his feet, he's probably had to overuse his body a lot more. Pretty much, I believe, he's torn both his shoulder. What do they call it? Um,
Rotator cuff.
Rotator cuffs in both shoulders. Essentially, they're gonna need work. So he's got surgery on one, and he'll recover from that, and then have surgery on the other one. And one of the ways to resolve that is to get a what they call like a motorized wheelchair. So it kind of puts a lot of pressure off the shoulders there. And so I just put the GoFundMe in the chat there for those who can support. If you can't support, you can just if you can share it in your social
Yes.
networks, we would appreciate that as well. Since yesterday, I can see the donations have gone up, so it's good to see other people are contributing and trying to help them out. So yeah, if you can support, you can give anything you want.
Yeah.
If you can't, then you can share,
Yeah.
or you can do both.
I'm not
We would
forcing you
appreciate
to
it.
give in money, but I will force you all to share it. I'll
Yeah,
literally come round your houses and press the share buttons on your phones and laptops. I won't.
yeah,
I won't.
yeah.
But please,
So
please do for
so
Tony,
check it out. You
his
know
little
what I'm gonna
face.
do because I want to. We will we'll put it up here before we get out of here. But yeah, it's for a good cause. It's to
It
help out
is.
our man Tony here. He let's see, share a screen. Here we go.
He's a nice guy, really. He just plays a prick on the internet.
Yeah, yeah. So for those that can see, let's see, boom. So yeah, so there it is. There's the site. You can see some people have started contributing. Um, yeah. So yeah, whatever you can do to support him, he would appreciate it. We would appreciate it as well. So yeah,
Dude,
there's the
that's
site. We
going
got the
well.
link there. So it's gone up. It's like doubled since
Yeah,
yesterday, which is good to see. He's almost 20% there now. That's pretty cool. Whatever you can do it offsets a lot of whatever costs you might have to pay or eventually will have to pay. So do what you can to help out the man. He will appreciate He would appreciate it. All right. So links in there. I will put it on the channel as well, and we'll head out of here. Mr. Tom, have a good day. Not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure Ray will have it. We might not have a show tomorrow, so check that out. There is the World Cup. My basketball season just started, so I actually will miss the World Cup. Sitting around watching it, I'm part of a league, and I'm going to be essentially it's game 1 tomorrow, so I'll be there pretty much all day getting that all sorted. So we will I'll be doing the basketball on the weekend. So any morning games, at least morning games over here, I will probably miss them. Yeah, be safe, and we'll see you guys on the next one, Mr. Tom. I'll
Get
see
well,
you.
BX.
Yep. Yeah, that's right, BX. Also, yep. Speedy recovery for you. Hope you feel much better. And we'll chat to you guys on the
Life
next
is a
one. We'll be back
journey.
on Monday.
Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride.
There you go, people.
Do
And
your
we're
thing.
out.
Do your thing.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.